Greetings and salutations. How is everyone today? So, oops, got caught on the tightener thing on my... Good morning, Marianne. How are you today? So, I am stitching on my Arizona design today. And I came across this article. You know, I come across these articles and I'm like, oh, I just wish I had girlfriends to chat with, you know. Like we could just sit and chat and stitch. And so I thought, this is the perfect place. Just 20 minutes of easy peasy, slow, a slow, low-key activity. So, grab yourself a drink. I have a giant bottle of water that my goal is to drink this morning. And I have my Arizona to stitch on. So I read this article and I thought, oh, this would be the perfect place to chat about it. So it was all about the art of writing a letter, and that, you know, we all learned how to write a letter in elementary school, all the elements of a good letter. A greeting, an introduction, paragraph, a body, and conclusion. But sometimes we don't want it to be quite so formal. Well, I think we just like kind of freak ourselves out about stuff like that, you know? That we feel like it has to be a certain something, when it really doesn't. It could be, I think we need to take the expectations off, you know? Anyway, because who doesn't like getting a nice letter in the mail? Who doesn't like getting a card in the mail? You know? So anyway, so this article goes on to say that good personal writing can foster authentic connection, boost your creativity, and brighten someone's day. And that's a nice thing to do, right? To brighten someone's day. So there's this person that they interviewed, and her name is Courtney Taylor, and she is a writer for Hallmark cards. And so she talked a lot about writing letters, but that you know, that letter, like I said, can be just a note in a card. It can be a postcard from someplace that you're visiting, or a full-blown letter, right? Oh, I'm loving this flower here, on this cactus flower. That pink looks so nice to the green, doesn't it? Then I'm going to do, there's a yellow circle in the center, so I'm going to do a big yellow French knot. I think that'll be so pretty. Whoops. Sorry about that. So, okay, so she goes on to say that it's an invitation to a conversation, which I thought was awesome, right? Good morning, Linda. So I was just talking about this article that I read about letter writing and the importance of it, and how we learn to write letters in elementary school, right? The structure of a letter and all of that. But that we should just be, you know, we should just start writing again. I think that sometimes we just get ourselves too busy and going in too many directions. Look at it, all that thread, and all I did was that one little flower. But I might be able to do, well, I don't know. Anyway, be that as it may. Let's go on to, I want to do the French knot in the, look at this silky thread that I got. It's just this variegated yellow. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, I'm just loving it. I have to say, I am liking stitching with this silky thread. I was a DMC floss JP Coates floss girl forever. All of those cross stitch things that I stitched were I just used DMC and JP Coates. That's what I learned on, right? But since Adornit, they use this silky thread, and I was like, oh, I don't know. You know what? I'm loving it. Come right up that center, and I'm just doing a single thread. Man, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm gonna do a double because I want a big impact French knot. So let's knot these together. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about the letter writing some more. It's an invitation to conversation and an opening for vulnerable communication without assumption or mandate. When done right, it feels like you're really like someone's really seeing you. And as I was thinking about it, I thought, you know, it's so interesting. That's all of us really want, isn't it? To be seen and acknowledged and validated. And so I thought, oh, that's perfect. Oh, shut up. Look at that. Perfect French knot. Oh, I love a French knot. Linda, what are you stitching? I know you're always working on something. You're always doing some kind of needlework. I love that about you. Amongst other things, that's for sure. Marianne, are you still here? Okay. So now let's do these little prickly pears down here. And then we still need to do the Squirrel National Park text and I didn't know, like, I'm not sure what I want this to look like the Arizona desert down here. I'm kind of changing up my colors versus, I think that's the beauty of these kits or these stitching, patterns is that they give you a guide, but you can certainly change your colors if you'd like. You can, you can do it in many different ways. I have some ideas after I'm done with this one, some ideas of like some other kind of things I'm thinking about that I might want to give a try. Some other color combinations, some different fabrics. Oh, I have all kinds of ideas. Don't we all have way more ideas than time? That's for sure. At least I do. And I like that you can just stick your thread in that little... Oh, post a picture, Linda. I'm dying to see what that is. Avlia. Taproot magazine. Oh, that's a cool magazine. Lots of cool stuff in there. So inspiring, isn't it? Well, now you've piqued my interest. I'm curious. That's for sure. All right. So I'm going to start here because I feel like if I start here, I should be able to go around and then just continue around all the way. There we go. And I'm just gonna, I really, another thing I was gonna say is that they, they give you some suggestions for different stitches. I just use mostly backstitch and French knots, but that's just me. All it takes to get there is a little time and intention. Isn't that the truth? So that was one of the quotes about writing letters, but I think that like holds true for so many things, doesn't it? So they talked about these different bullet points so lead with vulnerability and curiosity, not just the cold hard facts, but the feelings behind them. Like the example they gave was that instead of saying, I'm so tired, I'm so tired and, you know, unprepared, talk about, no, that was for the next one. Sorry. I was reading the wrong thing. Not just the cold hard facts, but the feelings. You know, and you don't have to like bare your heart and soul unless you choose that, but just making a personal connection. Aim for universal specifics. That's where the I'm so tired thing came in. So they said find the universal in the specifics. So talk about the feeling you have on the last day of vacation instead of I'm so tired and unprepared, which I thought that was kind of interesting. And it's good for a little bit of self-reflection too, isn't it? Find the right tone, know your audience. I thought that was good too. Focus less on the occasion and more on the relationship you have with the person you're writing to. Again, super good. I will put a link to this article in the newsletter for this week because I think it's a good one for us to all, you know, broaden our horizons and just seeing a different little, what do I want to say? None of this is stuff that you don't already know. It's just nice reminders, you know? Oh, I just love to watch it come to life, you know, with the threads. Tell your authentic story regardless of the medium. Be true to yourself. That is so true because I think that, oh, okay. I'll look, Linda. You know, sometimes when we're writing, I think sometimes we feel like we have to like be the best version of ourselves or kind of play ourselves up. But I think that we need to just be ourselves. You know, be ourselves. Baltic scroll pillow. Ooh, now I'm anxious to see, Linda. Can't wait to go look. So, hey, has anyone taken Tai Chi? I am going to a Tai Chi class this morning with a friend, and I am excited about just, you know, trying something new. Oh, I bet it's beautiful, Linda. I bet it is beautiful. So the tail end of that article just talks about to write more letters, set goals. And that kind of holds true for everything, right? Just setting goals and making time for that. So she talks about craft your space to encourage creativity. Like, you know, having, like, so she says she has her fountain pen. She writes with her fountain pen every day because that's her thing. And so she just, you know, so it could be having beautiful stationery or a set of postcards or some handmade cards that you want to send to far-flung friends and family. And just setting that goal. So it could be whatever, you know, just send some snail mail. I guess that's the basis of the whole situation is just send some snail mail because it will just make people so happy, you know? Send a nice note in a pretty envelope. Okay, Hi, Dina. How are you? I looked at Gig Gong. What is that? Linda, what is that? QIGONG. I don't know what that is. Tell me what that is. You know I'm a curious sort. I want to know all the things. Almost done with this color. I think these patterns are geography is intense. Tai Chi. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm curious. Well, I'll be able to report to you next Wednesday how I did and if I'm going back next Wednesday. I think I'll really like it. I think I'll really like it. It is, I'm just feeling the need to do something like more peaceful practice, you know? I feel like the more peaceful practice we can just put in our daily lives. Qigong. Oh, okay. It's intense Tai Chi. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what we're doing, so I will let you know. That's for sure. I just love to be able to stitch and talk to a pal, you know? That's for sure. Although I can stitch by myself too. I'm sure all of you do too. But there's just something about stitching and chatting, isn't there? There we go. Now I want to do those French knot. Oh, that sounds interesting. Bowl sounds, where that kind of wah 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 like that. So I'm gonna use a little bit a lighter blue. I think that'll be pretty. Yeah, that'll be, oh, that would be very meditative. I'm anxious to see if there's like some kind of music playing, if there, you know. I'm just excited about trying something new. There we go. So I think I'm gonna double this one too. I kind of go back and forth because my designs are kind of intricate on these stitchery patterns. I like to go back and forth between one, because this thread is different than DMC floss or JP Coats. I go back and forth between one strand or two. And this is just a series, these are filled with a series of French knots. And then the little, oh golly, I don't know what it's called. Singing bowls. That's, yes, yes, yes. That does sound super cool. Super cool. These little doodads on the outside, I don't know what the specific name of that is, but I'm going to do the French knots first because that's a nice big impact, and then do the little the little knobs, for lack of a better word. So this one, I'm feeling like maybe I'm gonna make it into a wall hanging. I'm not, maybe a pillow. I don't know. I think a wall hanging. I'm just kind of feeling it. Or maybe I'll just have it framed. I'm not sure. But I have some stores that are going to be selling my patterns, and so I thought it might be a good idea for me to stitch a sample for them to have in their store, you know? I think that might be a good... Okay, say hey to Michelle for me, and good luck at the vet. Bye, Linda. Love and miss you too. Okay. Almost, these are going pretty fast, I have to say. And we are almost done with our 20 minutes of peaceful practice. I think that's pretty nice. So until next Wednesday, I will say thank you so much for your support of my small business, for your support of just me, just hanging out here and stitching and chatting. And, oh, I'm running out of thread, so it might be time to sign off. And I'm so, there we go. I'm so grateful that you took time out of your busy lives to hang with me for just a little minute. I appreciate that. I hope that you have a peaceful day. Next Wednesday, I'll tell you all about Tai Chi and stitch something fun. Just kind of get into that meditative zone, you know? When you stitch, you do seem to just kind of like get into that zone, and it just makes such a, it just kind of calms your whole self down. It just kind of slows you down. I think that's why I really like that phrase, slow stitching, because it is really slow stitching, isn't it? You can't go fast or you'll make mistakes. You just have to be slow and enjoy your process. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing day. Bye.